Hello and welcome back to Uncover Your Magic, a guided microdosing journey, transformation of the blog. I am Julie, your microdosing mentor, and I'm really excited to talk to you today about how much do you take when you microdose. In the first video, we talked about what is microdosing. In the second video, we busted through some myths and common misconceptions around microdosing and psychedelics and them being super bad for you or dangerous. And one of the most commonly asked questions is, how much do I take when I microdose? How much do I microdose psilocybin magic mushrooms? And I'm going to tell you at the start that the answer really depends. It depends on who you're listening to. It depends on your body type. It depends on what you want to get out of it. But we're going to end with the protocol that I follow, that I facilitate, that obviously the research really says is the gold standard for all the things you want to do, right? Because some people really come into the microdosing journey looking to heal. Maybe they've definitely have like some trauma, some wounding, some stuff from their past they know they're still holding on to that's hurting them that they would like to let go of so they could feel lighter moving forward. Some people come into it really looking to create and expand and to experience new levels in their consciousness. Some people look to connect. Some people are looking to heal from brain trauma, um, from brain fog, from traumatic brain injury. So it really does depend on your intention. But we're going to talk about a little bit of all of it. We're going to end with the protocol I follow because I think it's so amazing. And we're going to talk a little bit about functional mushrooms and other substances you can take in addition to psilocybin that are going to allow you to further your intention. At the onset, I think it's important to talk a little bit about James Fadiman, the father of microdosing, once again, because although I am so grateful for him for introducing this concept and for making this work accessible, making it's something that's being researched, that's being looked at, so that there is evidence to support all of the beautiful changes that everyone inside the Uncover Your Magic microdosing community experience. I also don't personally align with his recommendation for microdosing. So James Fadiman, and what you'll see in his recommendation, will tell you anywhere between 0.3 grams and 0.5 grams of any one day microdosing psilocybin. Here's why I don't align with that. To me, the intention of microdosing is, just like he said, transformation, not intoxication. Now, unless you're a much bigger person than me, for reference, I'm like 5'4", anywhere between like 140 and 150. You don't need that much, because if you take 0.3 to 0.5 grams, you're definitely feeling something. You're no longer microdosing. You're not macrodosing, but you're certainly present and aware that you're under the effects of something. And what I love to be able to tell my clients and everyone in the community is that if you follow my protocol, you don't feel that. You get the amazing benefits. You get everything cool that's happening in your brain, which we're going to dive into in other videos. You get the slight uptick in mood and kind of feeling like things are rolling off your back and an increase in energy. But it's not as noticeable as having a glass of wine or smoking cannabis or anything like that. It's just a subtle turning on of the colors of the world. It's very light. And that to me is what microdosing is all about. So if you're to take a half a gram and you're my size, so unless you're like this big bodybuilder dude with like tons of muscle that's going to like metabolize the psilocybin at a different level, like you don't need that much. And that much is actually going to create an experience of something more than what I believe is a true microdose, which I would think that James Fadiman would also agree is a true microdose, because it is transformation without intoxication. And you're not intoxicated at 0.5, like you're not having a full-on trip. So remember, microdosing, you do not trip. But it is something like certainly more. It's something more than what I follow. So people often say, like, can I just buy magic mushrooms and take them and measure them on some scale? I truly am not here to tell you what to do or what not to do. One of the first things I tell people in my program is like, I recommend you don't drink for the first 30 days of your protocol, but like, I'm not your babysitter, and you know your body better than me, and you're going to do what you want to do because we're all adults in this space. It's a recommendation that I have based on my own personal experience and the research, and just knowing that alcohol, like anything else, is going to affect your chemical balances, your experience. It's gonna mess with things. Whereas if we would just let it like be sober and be clean, it would be isolated. The effects of the psilocybin would be isolated, and we could really see like what it can do and what's available to us there. So yes, you could go buy magic mushrooms. What I also say is magic mushrooms can be hard to grow. It's dangerous to eat a mushroom that hasn't been grown in the right conditions. It's hard to grow mushrooms not in the right condition. Um, and the scales, it's almost hard to like even see that small of an amount on a scale unless you have some very precise scale, which is why I love the company that I work with, um, that allows people to purchase the pre-measured supplement directly through them. And they also combine it with these other functional mushrooms, all of which is available. The information is available to you inside of Uncover Your Magic, my guided microdosing transformation program. But let's talk about functional mushrooms a little bit. So some people, and before we jump into functional mushrooms, I'm going to touch on this one substance that is not a functional mushroom, but is really beautiful that you can combine with your microdosing practice, and that's cacao. Cacao is said to be a heart opener. It's very it is very like it's a loving substance. I'll say that. Like it's a cozy feeling. And for someone really looking to deepen their self-love, to maybe love and forgive others, to heal some wounding around love, it's a beautiful thing. So you can make yourself a nice cup of cacao and take your supplement and focus on that intention. And that's one thing that people commonly combine with psilocybin. Nootropics is another that's not a functional mushroom, but it has a lot of benefits neurologically. So jumping into functional mushrooms, and there'll be a whole other episode on functional mushrooms because there's kind of two different paths in functional mushrooms. One's medicinal and one's adaptogenic. But mushrooms that are commonly combined with psilocybin are reishi mushrooms. So reishi is great for like anti-aging, boosting your immune system. It's really great for everything. I'm looking at a list right now. If you happen to have diabetes, um, has anti-cancer properties. Great for if you have chronic fatigue syndrome. So that's one thing that you commonly combine with psilocybin. Another one is lion's mane. And I think we all hear about lion's mane more and more as issues around memory pop up because lion's mane is great for helping us retain cognitive function, cognitive health, and work on our memory. But it's also great for things like inflammation and Parkinson's disease. So that's another common one that gets combined oftentimes with psilocybin. Now, I happen to like lion's mane because lion's mane is included in the protocol that I follow with a dosage that I recommend that to me is the most powerful, overall beneficial. You can use it to do the heart opening stuff. You can use it to get the boosting creativity. You can use it to find clarity and an uptick in mood and an uptick in energy in a natural, subtle way. You can use it to um let go of things that you just feel like you like they're there. You know what I mean? Like that conversation you keep replaying with someone from like 5 years ago and you're still in the shower thinking about, oh, I should have done this. Like all of that. You can do all of that with this protocol. And it's Stamets protocol. Good old Paul Stamets. Hey buddy, how you doing? Stamets protocol to me is the truest microdosing protocol. So no ill will towards James Fadiman. Once again, love him. Super grateful. Thanks, Jim, for coining this idea, for bringing it to the forefront of research, for doing all the things. Stamets protocol to me is like gold standard, and research will say that as well. Stamets protocol, it can be for 0.1 to 0.3 milligrams of, oh, so sorry, 0.1 to 0.3 grams of psilocybin. But the protocol that I recommend and the capsules I recommend are only 0.1 grams. And you're like, does it do anything? And you know what? I recently had someone who just joined the program and she emailed me and this was like 2 weeks in. She's like, at first I really didn't feel anything. And I know you said that, but I still was like, I don't know. I'm mad that I don't feel anything. And then she said around week 2, she started having these breakthroughs and it's like these things were coming up and she didn't like realize that she was holding on to. She's like, wow, this is really powerful. I'm having breakthrough after breakthrough and I'm really feeling something and I'm feeling different. But it wasn't like, again, an intoxicating difference, right? It was a slow, gradual difference in how she felt as a human being, right? Her ability to process things, her ability to let things go, her energy. People want this sort of instantaneous, like, you take your pre-workout and you're all jacked for the gym. That's not what this is. This is This is a long game, which is why you do it for 30 days. You don't just do it for one. And it's also a steady game, right? Because the changes and everything come on slowly. And for a lot of people, if you were to have all these breakthroughs and thoughts all at once, that would be so overwhelming and it would not be a productive use of your time. And that's why it's beautiful that it happens slowly over time. So we follow Stamets protocol, Stamets stack, and it's a stack because it's not just psilocybin. So a Stamets stack, you have psilocybin, an equal dose of lion's mane. So zero point 0.1 grams psilocybin, zero point 0.1 grams lion's mane, which once again, functional mushroom, anti-inflammation, great for memory, cognitive health, blah, blah, blah. And then niacin. Niacin is like a B vitamin, and it does provide a flush, but that flush opens up your nerve endings and it allows everything to come in more fully. So beautiful. Stamets stack. That's what we follow inside Uncover Your Magic. It is so powerful. And it's so important to get these things from a trusted source for all the reasons that I listed, and because it's hard to measure and you know, the supplement that comes from the company I recommend has pre-measured capsules. So you know that you're getting the right amount. And it doesn't take a lot. And that's the whole point. I get this temptation to like, I should be taking more, or I want more. I want more of an experience. I want more of a feeling. I get that, right? Because as a society, we're so trained to like want this feeling, whatever the feeling is, right? Like most people in the United States don't drink for enjoyment. They're drinking to get drunk, right? You don't necessarily like smoke cannabis to wind down or to connect or to have an insight. You smoke to get high. We don't drink coffee because we love it. We drink coffee to wake us up. And yes, we're microdosing to have breakthroughs, to finally let go and process trauma, to access deeper levels of consciousness, connectedness, and oneness. And that happens over time. If I could give you any piece of advice that you would actually take and run with, start small. You do not need more than 0.1 grams unless you're some big workout dude. And even then, I would really encourage you to start small. Please, for the love of God, if anyone's going to do any one thing that I said. And it's so important to small throw too, if you're going about this and you're like, I don't need the guide, which, okay, because it's going to allow those changes to feel more manageable, feel like something that you can actually handle. So that's how much you microdose. And if you are feeling like, I want these capsules because I know that they're standardized and they already come with Stamina Stack, and I want to learn more about how to microdose, and I want to have guides, support there for me to help me in the transformation process, whether that process is about creativity and expansion or healing, processing, and feeling better, lessening symptoms of anxiety and depression, whatever that is for you, please do not hesitate to reach out, to find me on Instagram, send me an email. And let's talk about my microdosing program and whether that's a good fit for you. I would love to support you in the process. It has been so impactful for so many in the community, and it continues to grow. And that just makes me so happy because I love seeing what's available to people on the other side of the crappy stories we're all telling ourselves, on the other side of finally, for not forgetting, but forgiving and processing the things that we all have been through, unfortunately, in our lives, and what's on the other side of your plateau, your breakthrough, your glass ceiling. So reach out, don't hesitate. And if getting certified in facilitating micro and macro journeys is something that you're interested in, reach out as well, because I'm opening up a certification program to help you safely, integrously, I don't know if that one was a word, safely and with integrity facilitate macro and micro experiences. All right. I hope you have a magical day.